Hey everyone, Jeff Horowitz with Dentists in the Know, and we are still here on the floor of the Chicago Midwinter Dental Meeting. Maybe some of you are listening now while we go live, maybe some of you will hear this later, but I have one of our favorite people in the dental industry with us, Pamela Maragliano-Muiz, and she is the editor-in-chief of Dental Economics. She does an incredible podcast with David Rice called Between Two Ferns. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Chad dared me to do it. So I absolutely had to go there. But it's Dentistry Unmasked?
Yes.
Yes.
Way better than like Two Ferns.
You didn't like
pod.
Between Two Ferns?
No.
Have you ever seen that with Zach Galifianakis?
I haven't, but I will.
Oh, no, you need to watch that.
I will pitch that to David. Maybe we need to rebrand.
Between Two Ferns. I think that's what you need to go with.
Okay, I'll take it.
So tell us what's going on. First of all, what are some of the trends that you're seeing? First, again, thank you for being such a great friend of Dentists in the Know. We love you guys, and it's always nice to have you. So tell us what's going on now. What's trending as far as news and what dentists want to hear about as the editor of Dental Economics?
Oh my gosh, so many things. Well, for starters, I love you guys so much, and I know David does too. So thank you for having me on. I always love spending time with you guys, whether it's...
I don't know.
Keep it coming. There we go. Perfect. I'm keeping this, by the way.
Yeah. You wouldn't be the first.
No, I'm sure. No, so, okay, what's going on in the industry? Lots of things. So, of course, consolidation is a big one. You know, DSOs, and do you partner, do you not? If you do, which ones? Are there good ones, are there bad ones? And there are. So, our March issue kind of covers that, so that's super exciting. And, you know, there's still, it's crazy. Like, did you think in 2024 we'd still be talking about COVID? Like,
that is the craziest thing.
Yeah, and it's like the staffing challenges and overhead and inflation. Thankfully, inflation and interest rates seeming to settle down, but people are still struggling with the staffing situation. So that's always a topic. And of course, what's spun off of that is, if you want staff and you want a great team, you need to up your culture game.
Right.
And so that's really kind of a buzzword that I don't think we ever really thought would be one.
Right. Well, and just as you said, I mean, the thing that we hear the most when we walk around and ask people, you know, what are the trends that they're seeing, what are the difficulties they're having, first is always staffing. And really, I thought it would be, you know, my materials are costing too much now. I can't manage my costs anymore. No, it's really all about staffing. Like, I've had an ad for a hygienist for, you know, 6 weeks, and I can't find someone. And I'm seeing more of these companies now that are supplying people, you know, whether it be temporary or fill-in. I'm seeing a larger emergence of this to try to help dentists find people to be in their office. It's really been an interesting trend. The other thing that I wonder about, because I'm actually at that point in my career where I'm going to sell the last of my dental practices now, and I wonder, are there really any dentists out there now that can afford to borrow the money because of interest rates, or is it my only choice to sell to a DSO right now?
I don't think it's your only choice. I think there are choices out there, and I think it also depends on your transition plan. You know, if you were like, you know what, I want out in the next 6 months, then probably partnering with a DSO is not the option.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is not every practice is set up for that partnership. So they're looking for a specific type of practice that has an EBITDA that's specific. And if you don't really fall into that criteria, then you're not a candidate for that. So generally speaking, when people are looking for partnerships, planning that out in advance is really important. So if you want the most options, planning earlier rather than later is really going to provide those.
So anything cool coming up in the next edition of DE?
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know that was a lob. You know, we'll get this thing together. I'm just lobbing a grapefruit for you.
I'll take it. So, okay, February's issue. I don't know why. February, for me, I don't know why I picked a February, but so far, this is, I think, my third February that I've had my February issue, or probably third. And I try to make it a clinical issue, and I usually try to bring in some of my, restorative heroes, if you would. So this is the second time I've gotten Pascal Magnier to write
Oh,
for me.
wow.
So
Okay.
the theme of the February issue is biomimetic dentistry.
Nice.
Abdi Samini, big fan. I absolutely love, adore, respect him.
You've been to his meeting? He has an incredible meeting, the LA Dental Symposium. Oh, we met. Yeah, that's right. You were there with us. That's right.
And you missed it this past year when I lectured
there.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
we were all booked.
I would have
that's
been
a great
shaking
meeting.
in my boots if you guys were there. So thank you for not being there.
Jeez. So tell me, what are you guys working on with the podcast? You and David have done this Dentistry Unmasked thing. Tell us a little bit about, what you're trying to achieve with that, and maybe some of the stuff that people can look forward to on your podcast.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so the purpose of Dentistry Unmasked is to sort of uncover maybe untruths or myths or things that are accepted, and we really want to challenge those topics and have real discussions. I know every podcast wants to have a real discussion. Well, guess what? Hashtag me too. So we are trying to have those kinds of discussions. And so there's really no topic that's off limits, really. So we've got some clinical topics, business topics, staffing topics, marketing. So, really anything is on the table.
Love it.
And so we really appreciate anybody that tunes in with us. I got my first F-bomb dropped during the podcast.
Was it you?
It was not me.
Was it me?
No, not yet. You could be our second. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I try to leave the Jersey out of it. Yeah.
You know what? You can take the girl out of New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know how that rolls.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So, and then last, tell us about practicing while you're doing all of the above. I mean, you're a full-time prosthodontist too, so how are you balancing that? And are there any tips for people to really have that good work-life balance, like what you're doing? Because you're so involved in dentistry, you're contributing so much, but at some point you got to have some Pam time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, for starters, I always say dentistry is my hobby and my job. So I couldn't do what I do now if I didn't love it with my whole heart and soul. And it's interesting. My practice has changed so much, actually, since the pandemic. I
think everyone's has.
Oh, yeah. Mine, big time. It's unrecognizable from what it was before. Yeah, I fired my whole clinical team. And
did you go lean and mean?
I just went, I guess, kind of mean, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't do it to, kind of thin out the group. It was one of those things where prior to the pandemic, leading up to it, I kept the existing team from when I bought my practice 6 years earlier.
Okay.
And they were never my people. They're not motivated the same way that I try to motivate. And they really just weren't my people. Good people, but just not my people. And so
you could hear the whispers, I'm sure, of the he used to or she used to, that kind of thing. So I do get that. I've seen that even with changing associate dentists, that he used to, and I've had associate dentists say, can I bring in a new assistant for that reason? So I'm sure that's certainly magnified, when it's your dental practice. So,
absolutely. And so now it's my team, my people. I just adore them. They work so hard, and I'm proud of them, and I respect them. And here we are at Chicago Midwinter, and I miss them. I've been texting them, and it's amazing, and so it's just a good place. And so I love it. I've never loved dentistry and loved my practice more than I ever have.
I think that's exciting for people out there to hear. And, I'm kind of feeling that way now. As I said, I'm about to sell the second part of my restorative practice. I'm still going to do a little bit. I'm going to stay wet-fingered, but I really just want to focus on what I love and the things that kind of really make me feel fulfilled and figure out that balance. But you sure have figured it out, and thank you for everything that you've done for dentistry. And man, I'm so happy you're one of our friends.
Oh my gosh, I'm honored to be one of your friends and for you to consider me your friend. You have a friend for life out of me.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, Pam Maragliano-Muiz, and don't miss any dental economics articles, posts. She just does a tremendous job as editor-in-chief. And don't miss any of her podcasts either with David Rice. And it is not between two firms. It is Dentistry Unmasked. So thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon.